Hello guys, do you like what you're seeing? Well, if you want to know the process it took me to make this beautiful oha and cocoyam soup, ofe ede, follow me as I go right in the process of making this food. Let's go there. Hello guys, why am I excited today? Well, welcome to Cookalicious Kitchen, where we always make simple recipes the easiest way. So today we are going to be making cocoyam soup, also called ofe ede. Now I'm from the eastern part of Nigeria, so that's what we call it. So what's cocoyam? Cocoyam is a vegetable grown in Africa for its edible vegetable roots. It's from the family of taro, and the flavor it has is a little bit of a chestnut and a little bit of a potato, but it's more flavorful than a potato. The edible part of a cocoyam, actually every part of a cocoyam is edible. There are some people in Nigeria who use the leaf part shaped like a heart. It has a heart shape. So some people use the leaf to prepare a meal, but I'm going to be using the edible part, which is the root, to prepare our soup. So this is the root part of the vegetable called cocoyam. I'm going to be using it to prepare a beautiful, nice, delicious soup. And mostly where I come from, we prepare cocoyam soup when we have a guest in the house, a special guest in the house. Don't have a guest? Well, I don't know. Well, follow me through the journey. Let's prepare this amazing, delicious cocoyam recipe. Let's go there. So the ingredients I'm going to be using today, I'm going to be using goat meat and ice fish. If you've been following this channel, you know that I love fish, okay? So the ice fish is optional, okay? I'm also going to be using stockfish, catfish, and smoked ice fish, okay? You can replace this with any fish that you desire, okay? I'm also going to be using perewinkle. You know me, I'm perewinkle. Oh, so I'm going to be using perewinkle. And obviously, you can never go wrong with cocoyam soup. Always is being paired with oha leaf. So I'm going to be using oha leaf. I have onion and ogiri. This is called locust bean. This is ogiri, the one we use for oha soup. This is not the Yoruba one, this is the Igbo one. Okay, so this is called ogiri. I also have my blended crayfish, so I added a little bit of fresh pepper and blended it. And I also have my ede, which is my cocoyam. So there will be a full list of ingredients in the description box. So we're going to be prepping the cocoyam. So we're simply going to, I've prepped this one already. So what I did is, I'll cook the cocoyam. When I boil it and it's soft, I'm going to pound it. So I'm going to be using the flour for the soup. Okay, so that's what we're going to be using. The flour of the cocoyam for the soup. So I don't want to actually peel, which you can do if you want. But I was taught while growing up that it's better you cook. When it's done, you pull it off. Thereby, the starch of the cocoyam is still retained, okay? So when you use it to cook your meal, the soup still becomes thick. So I've prepped this ones. All you have to do is use a knife. I remove all these skins, remove these extra skins, okay? So you wash and you put washing the cocoyam. So I'm going to put it on the fire now to boil or to get cooked until it is soft enough for mashing. I'm done prepping. You can see the meat and the stockfish. So I wash them with hot water. So this is the fish. I also washed it with hot water, but I'm not going to add it together. So I'm going to be steaming this for 10 minutes. So I'm going to add salt. I'm going to be using goat meat seasoning. So I'm going to add onion into it. This part is optional. If you don't want the onion, it's okay, but I like to add onion into mine. I'm also going to be adding ajino Moto seasoning into it. And I'm going to be adding just a spoon of dry pepper. The essence of this is to make the meat and the stockfish flavorful. So I'm going to set it on the fire and allow it to cook. I'm not going to add any water. It's just the water from the stock. So I'm going to leave it for it to cook for 10 minutes while I stir it to make sure it doesn't get burnt. So when you're done, you have to be careful because it's hot. So you just have to peel and remove it. See, it's coming out because it's soft. So if it's not soft and it's not coming out, you can actually use a knife to bring it out. So you see, so you can skip all this process and buy the flour. It's in the market. So you can see. So I'm going to be pounding, but if you have a blender, okay, so you can actually use a blender, but I prefer to pound. So let me pound and I'll show you what it looks like. So let's check. Okay. All right, so you can see the meat. A lot of flavors in it now. So right now we're going to be adding the water that we'll be using to make the soup. So the quantity depends on what you like. So this is the quantity that I actually need. So I'm going to be adding crayfish. I'm also going to be adding dry pepper to it. The quantity of the pepper depends on your taste. So, and I'm also going to be adding palm oil into it. So I'm going to cover it. I'm going to cover it and let it cook for at least 15 minutes. Then the water would also reduce. So you can see, I'm going to be adding a little bit of oil. I'll add a little bit of oil to it. The oil will make it a bit easy to pound and more smoother. To prep the oha leaf, so what we're simply going to do, we're going to cut here. We don't use a knife, okay? So we just shred with your hands, not too small, into biteable piece. So you can decide to do this, that's if the vegetable is fresh, but if not, so I got this oha leaf from the village. Yeah, mom traveled to the village, so she got it for me. So I'll go through the process and I'll show you what it looks like. So let's check after 10 minutes. Okay, we're adding the fish, remember? So I'm going to let it cook for another 10 minutes. And sorry for the noise. I have guests in the house. Okay. All right. You can see it. So we're going to be adding the cocoyam. Adding in bits, so it's going to dissolve easily in the soup. So we're going to let it cook for at least 5 to 10 minutes again until the cocoyam dissolves and thickens the soup. So we're going to, after 10 minutes, wow, you can see the soup is thickened. Did you see that? And it's looking beautiful. So basically right now what you're going to do is you're going to do all your tasting for your spices, do all your tasting for your salt, your pepper. Okay, so okay, this soup is delicious. So I'm going to be using all-purpose seasoning, and I'm also going to be adding my ogiri into it, and I'm going to stir. This soup smells, oh, the aroma of this soup is amazing. It's amazing. So we're done with this. So the next thing we're going to be adding, I'm going to add in the perewinkle. Did you see it? Oh. So I'm going to be adding half a teaspoon of ajino Moto seasoning. So I'm going to cover it and let it cook for another 5 minutes before I add the vegetable. Okay, let's check. Ooh, did you see how beautiful the soup is looking? I told you. Oh, this soup is looking good. Okay, so at this point you can let the water go down a bit. All right, so in my house we actually don't like thick soup, so that's why I'm making it a little bit watery. So it's not per se watery, so and the soup is delicious. I'm adding the olive now. So I finished turning. You can see it's looking beautiful. So we're going to let it cook again, this time for another 10 minutes. And the soup is ready. Wow, okay. And as you can see, well thickened, looking all good. And our food is ready. Our soup is ready. And the soup is ready.